Southern California, a popular and sunny home to some surprising adventures. That's me, Elizabeth, and today my friend, Jessie LeBeau, and I are exploring some places in Southern California that we've never seen before. We'll visit the Wolf Connection, just north of Los Angeles.
So right now we are in the turnout, which is basically like a big playground for the wolves.
Meet some awesome animals.
Good.
And make some amazing connections of our own.
You want to see a red
Yes.
one? More than anything in this world.
Then we'll head south to the Port of Los Angeles to tour a real battleship.
These are knee knockers. They keep the water out in case the ship floods.
From the captain's private galley
What you cooking over there, Jeff?
Steak and eggs. Captain loves his steak and eggs.
to the safest place on the ship.
Hey, what do we got here?
Let me see.
It's a brand new adventure in the Golden State that you don't want to miss. So let's do it.
Breaker 19, this is Captain Lizzie here reporting for duty.
Welcome to Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World from Southern California. Hey guys, today we're exploring our great big world close to home and making some really cool discoveries right here in Southern California. You probably know Los Angeles for its famous television studios, theme parks, boulevards, and beaches. But today I've got a couple surprises for you. So let's go. California is a beautiful place to be. It's truly a land of adventure where you can be in the snowy mountains one minute and the desert the next. And with miles of beautiful coastline stretching along the Pacific Ocean, California has lots of awesome beaches too. I've traveled all over the world, and I have to say, it's always nice to come home to California. Around 1849, a massive rush of gold miners and prospectors came to California hoping to get rich, or at least earn a living to make a new life. And that's how it gained its popular nickname, the Golden State. The gold rush cooled, but travelers bound for California continued. And it became the most populated state in the country. One of my favorite things about California is the diversity. Not only in the different people that live here, but in the wide range of geography. And of course, the adventures. I've covered a lot of ground in California, but no matter how much I explore, I always find something new. When my friend Jessie LeBeau and I found out about a very special animal sanctuary and rescue organization near Acton, California, we had to check it out. It was time to run with the wolves and learn all about the Youth Education Empowerment Program here at Wolf Connection. It's definitely not your typical rescue center.
All right, so can you tell us a little bit about where we are right now?
Yeah, we are at Wolf Connection. We are located in Southern California, just outside of Los Angeles.
And how did this all get started?
I've been working with youth for many years, about 20 years, and I was looking for a new angle for my youth program. And at the same time, I was looking for a playmate for a wolf dog that I had at home. And looking for the playmate, I ran into a pack of 16 wolves that needed help. And within a couple of months, I went to the owner of the place and I said, I want to take him all. And that's how Wolf Connection started.
Yeah.
I thought I was doing two separate things. And all of a sudden, I started witnessing the impact these animals have on people.
Yeah.
And the light bulb went up, and here we are.
Man, that's so cool. So what is it exactly that you guys do here at Wolf Connection?
We're very unique.
Okay.
We are the only organization combining teens and wolves to help each other heal. And so we say that we change lives through the eyes of wolves.
And how do the at-risk youth benefit from being with the wolves?
Well, we have an extensive curriculum here. We call them the wolf principles.
The wolf principles are behaviors. Basically, wolves are always okay with who they are. Wolves give 150% to everything they do. Wolves understand they are part of everything around them. And wolves let go of the past and make room for new things in their lives.
And each of those lessons have experiential activities where these youth that come have the chance to feel what it is to take their lives forward through the eyes of a wolf. The young people that come here to a program, they come from very severe backgrounds of abuse, neglect, abandonment. So we made a mission to change the lives of these young people through the eyes of the wolves.
In the program, the teens learn to connect with nature, let down their walls, and learn how to be of service by caring for others and becoming the type of person they want to be.
That's so cool. So what is the future for you guys here?
We just bought an incredible place, a much bigger ranch than the one we are in. So the future is to build a facility that will double the amount of wolves. We have 60 wolves. And we'll also have a high school running at the ranch for kids that come for 4 years to learn not only the regular classes that they take in high school, but also everything there is to know about wolves and the environment and nature.
Well, let's go. Can we go find some treats and see some of the other wolves?
Let me introduce you to the pack.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
The ranch we visited was home to 30 wolf dogs, which are part wolf, part dog. And we couldn't wait to take a tour with the lead of ranch operations. Steve explained owning a wolf dog as a pet would be like owning an elephant. You can imagine the problems you'd have. A wolf dog needs a very special kind of home. It's important to remember they are wild animals.
They're great pets if you have a life where you don't have to have a real job and you can have 8-foot fences in your backyard and you have all the time in the world to take care of them. They're not aggressive. They're timid, they're beautiful animals, and they can make beautiful pets. But if you have a normal lifestyle, very, very difficult to have. So there's about a 30% success rate in this country of people that buy these.
It's amazing. Over half the people who adopt wolf dogs as pets actually end up having to give them up because they can't take care of them. Unfortunately, many rescue centers, like the Wolf Connection, are full. We first met Ryder, who came to Wolf Connection when he was only 18 months old. Then we met Wolfie, who apparently is a big snuggler, and Steve's own adopted wolf dog, Taboo, who had never been exposed to another animal before she came here.
We started working with her and teaching her that she didn't have to be afraid of the world, just like we work with these kids, you know. And she started to open up, and now obviously she's got friends, and she sleeps with 2 cats and 2 pit bulls now, and she's great.
Many of the wolf dogs had been abandoned, abused, neglected, and certainly misunderstood, just like many of the teenagers the Connection works with in their programs.
They listen to these guys because these guys have the same story, and when they see that these guys have actually come through some of these horrors that they've come through, the wall drops. And then they open up, you know, and then they become kids again.
The connection between wolf and human was obviously very powerful, and some of the wolf dogs here are considered family. For a wolf, a pack is a family, and that's very important for their survival.
They're brothers. They're a year apart. Chance is 4, the one lying down, and Coda's 3.
Sadly, Chance and Coda were raised on chains and kept as part of a sideshow.
Look how long that is. This is the actual chain. Someone sent them to me.
The stories were sad, but it was uplifting to see the wolves now. And I was excited to make a personal connection too, with the red wolf.
So we talked a little bit earlier about wolves and wolf dogs. It's not really legal to own 100% wolf in most states without the proper, you know, paperwork. But they bred a little bit of dog in them to kind of get around the law a little bit. So they become what called wolf dogs. And they're not like a regular dog, they're still wolves. But there's different degrees of wolf and wolf dog. And we say low content, mid content, high content. So if you look in this kennel, which one is more dog and which one is more wolf?
I think that one's more wolf.
Yeah, that looks like right
Looks
out
a
of
little
the...
bit like a coyote, that one over there.
Willow was the more wolfy one, and Steve explained that she specifically has a real healing power in her interactions with humans. We also met Ranger, who looked a bit like a bear, and he loves people.
He looks like a fluffy something I want to cuddle up with.
And speaking of friendly, then we met Merlin. One word, adorable.
Merlin's the teddy bear.
So I guess the big bad wolf really is just a fairy tale. Actually, it can be quite the opposite. Coming up next, we meet Pam, one of the Connection's graduates.
I feel like I was one of the wolves who just come into a new property and don't know what's going on.
And hang out with some more amazing wolf dogs. Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World in Southern California will be right back.
To find out more, join me online at ElizabethStantonTV.com. You can watch exclusive videos and see behind-the-scenes photos from all my trips. So come on, join me and my friends at ElizabethStantonTV.com.
Let's go! Welcome back to Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World from Southern California. Today we're exploring Southern California. Jesse and I discovered an amazing wolf sanctuary and youth empowerment center just north of Los Angeles called the Wolf Connection. We met Teo, the founder, and took a tour of the property. Then we got a chance to talk to Pam, one of the girls who's been through the program and learned about her experience firsthand.
All right, so what brought you to Wolf Connection?
Actually, an independent study called Phoenix, and honestly, it brought me there because of bad choices I made. I honestly wouldn't be here talking to you guys right now. My past has been really hectic, so I had like a lot of trust issues because of everything I went through.
What were some of your trust issues, if you would like share with us?
A lot of people would walk away from my life. I would sit there and give them all that I could, and they just never really had a reason to stay.
Pam explained that she felt like the wolves do, shy, timid, and skeptical, until she could build trust. But after her experience here, she's a lot more comfortable.
What was your experience like coming in and not really knowing what was gonna happen here?
I feel like I was one of the wolves who just come into a new property and don't know what's going on.
Did you bond with a specific wolf? Or?
Yeah, actually Ranger, He's such a wise wolf, and I just love him, and he has so much fur, and I just saw him. It's this big, cuddly bear. He was this wild animal, and he was very timid and shy, but I saw him as a reflection of me and a symbol of a wolf.
Well, what does the future hold for you?
You know, in the past, if you would have asked me that, I would have said, I don't know. But now I feel like I see myself as like going through a good path, a bright path.
Pam's not alone. She explained that a lot of kids feel like they have a family here.
Actually, at first, you know, everyone puts this shield as in, I'm better than you, don't come up to me.
The lone wolf.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And as time goes by, you know, you see them melt away that shield, and then they create this bond, and it's basically your wolf pack, and you actually get to know new people and new friends, and that was really helpful for me too.
That's great. Pam is like many of the kids who come here. They have trust issues, they don't have good role models, and they are surrounded by bad influences. But once they got here, the shield they put up melts away, and they all bond with each other and the wolves.
So this, guys, is a traditional wolf connection. What you have in front of you, it's called a medicine wheel, which is a Native American representation of the cycles of life. For example, it's aligned with the 4 directions.
East represents spring, or birth. South represents summer, or youth. West represents fall, or adulthood and maturity. And north is old age, wisdom, and completion. And the directions don't just represent age. It can be a current event too, like finishing a project or beginning a certain journey.
So the tradition here is we're going to ask you to pick a stone. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to hold the stone in your hand for a moment and reflect of the stage you are in your life, for real. What's happening in my life? What's beginning? What's maturing? What's ending? Right? How do I feel about different areas of my life? And I can see you feeling it already. So now, based on the information you just received, we're going to kneel down and place the stone anywhere in the medicine wheel that feels right to you. You know, in my case today, it's going to be over this rock here. So when you feel ready, excellent.
After the Journey Stone ceremony, we walked up the hill to where we'd get a chance to connect with the wolves, Maya, Bo, and Ayasha, one-on-one. Being with the wolves was amazing. They were nervous with us at first, but then the trust developed.
Yeah, Hello, Jesse.
Oh, made a friend. Made a friend. Oh, kisses, kisses.
Even our crew got some love. It's said that when the wolf licks you in the face, they're accepting you into their pack.
What did you think of that? It was pretty crazy. Like wolves are wild animals. Obviously, these ones have been taken out, but to have it come up to you like that, I was still like a little bit nervous.
I don't know, I just felt really comfortable. I feel really comfortable around animals, and I feel like it's really cool being around wild animals that are, they look like dogs, they look like you can just cuddle with them, but you can't, and that's probably the hardest part, because you can't just because they're super skittish, and they are wild animals.
Yeah, but they were like surprisingly calm. Like he came up and he licked me in my mouth, and I wasn't that scared. I wasn't as scared as I thought I would be. That was really cool.
We had an amazing time at Wolf Connection, and I'm so happy to know an organization like that exists here in Southern California. Coming up next, a very different adventure in San Pedro on the Battleship, Iowa. Hey, we'll do Morse code, ready? We'll be right back.
Wait, when did you learn Morse code?
I didn't, but it looks good, right? See? We'll be right back.
Lizzie.
Close enough. Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World in Southern California will be right back.
Be yourself, be you. Subscribe at BYOUmagazine.com or call 855-BYOU-MAG. You might win an all-expense-paid trip with Elizabeth Stanton.
Welcome back to Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World from Southern California. In sunny Southern California, ocean-going vessels are pretty common. But did you know you can take a step back in time on a real battleship?
Hey guys, today we're on Battleship, Iowa, and this thing is awesome.
I can't believe it. I never thought I would be on a battleship, and they told me this thing is 887 feet.
Yeah, that's 5 feet longer than the Titanic.
Longer than an 80-story building, if you put it on its side and put them next to each other or something.
I know, and today we're gonna check out every inch of it.
Let's just start with every square foot.
Well, we better get started.
It's a lot to see.
Yeah, it is. So let's do it.
All right, I'm out.
The Battleship Iowa is no longer in active duty. It's a museum that saw lots of real action in World War II, and where you can learn all about life on a battleship.
The Iowa battleships, all four of them, New Jersey, Wisconsin, Iowa, and the Missouri, all had the same roughly amount of gun tubes for air defense artillery, about 150 gun tubes total. We had 20 gun tubes of this 5-inch round, and this weighs 55 pounds.
No way this thing's 55 pounds.
Oh,
Give me this,
way.
give me this.
Oh,
You're
yes,
just talking.
way indeed.
Okay. Turns out
That's-
you're a lot
that's
stronger
all.
than me.
I wouldn't lie to you.
Your neighbor, feel it, feel it.
Wow, that's heavy. The Battleship had a whole range of ammunition, from super heavy to very light.
And this bad boy here, the ship had 80 gun tubes of this 40-millimeter round. This had a range of about maybe 2.5 miles. This weighs about maybe 2.5 pounds, so I think you can handle that one.
I got this one.
You got that one? You got that one? Okay, good.
The Battleship was built in the early 1940s, so technology was very different then. But the design is very practical, even down to how the sailors told time.
Well, this is obviously the ship's bell. It's about maybe 400 pounds of brass.
400 pounds?
400 pounds.
Why is everything so heavy?
Well, there's nothing subtle about the Iowa. It's larger than life in every department.
Okay.
Want to take a whack at hitting the bell?
I feel like you better do it.
How many times do it? Just once?
Yeah, what time is it?
What time is it? It's time for 2 bells.
Two
bells.
bells.
Let's see what you
okay.
got.
You got it.
Turns out, pretty good bell.
That's a good bell.
They can hear it.
Okay, that was the loudest bell I've ever heard. Funny to think that today we just use watches and phones to tell time.
Here we go, let's go in here. It's the conning room. Oh, yep, get in. Got it? So this is like the safest place on the ship, they say. It's thick walls, it's protected. Hey, what do we got here?
Let me see,
Oh my gosh, I think I see your dad. There's nothing to see. Oh my gosh. So they had to look out these little holes here.
Yeah, and this
Oh,
is
here.
where they steered the ship.
Oh, come look at this, look at this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Breaker 19, this is your Captain Lizzie speaking. Enjoy the ride and hold on to your hats and glasses, folks. We were having a blast exploring, and then we got a first-hand glimpse into life on the battleship from a real war veteran. So where are we right now?
We're sitting in the executive officer's quarters. He's the #2 man on a battleship.
Now, Bob, we heard you're kind of a big deal. I gotta ask, how old are you and what's your background?
Oh, geez, well, would you believe 85?
Wow.
I believe you.
Okay, well, we'll settle for 85.
Bob told us he's a World War II veteran and he was strictly a submarine sailor. That's pretty amazing.
So what is life like on this battleship, on the Iowa?
I think of the numbers of people who lived aboard, that it wasn't much more spacious than a fleet-type submarine. This battleship, when it went in commission, 2,500 people.
Wow. We learned that rank is very important on a battleship, and life at sea could get pretty rough.
So this thing might have been rocking and rolling a little bit.
Mostly rocking and rolling, twisting and turning, yeah.
Now, I wanted to ask you, if Lizzie was around back in the day, would she have been allowed to work on the battleship? Was there
On the battleship?
Was there women, girls?
No, not in the battleship's day.
None.
There were no women on it.
No women? Copy that. And for the sailors on board, hygiene was a #1 issue. Bob told us everyone had to stay clean because you never knew when you'd lose fresh water.
Well, we just want to thank you so much for what you do and what you've done for our country and for our freedom. And brave people like you are made that great sacrifice.
Well,
and we thank you so much for your service.
Well, I appreciate that. It's gotten better and better from people like yourself, recognizing where we were and what we did. So thank you.
And from the #2 man's quarters, we headed to #1, the captain's quarters, where the senior officer hangs his hat.
Battleship Iowa hosted 3 U.S. presidents on board. First, we had Franklin Delano Roosevelt on board during World War II. And then during the Cold War, we had both George Bush and then Ronald Reagan on board as well. Reagan and Bush only were on for a day, but FDR was on board for 2.5 weeks.
Wow, I know FDR was in a wheelchair for a while. Did you have to make any special accommodations?
They did. Because he was in a wheelchair, the accommodations were such that because he was unable to use a shower, the ship's engineer installed a bathtub for his personal use. So on this other side of this bulkhead here is a bathtub.
They also got rid of the knee knockers on the doors so FDR could get his wheelchair through. The captain's room was full of history. Major plans were laid out on that table, and the captain tray was made out of metal because wood is so flammable. But my favorite part is yet to come, and we're gonna jump right in. Don't go away, we'll be right back with President Roosevelt's bathtub on Battleship, Iowa. Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World in Southern California will be right back.
Don't forget to visit me online at ElizabethStantonTV.com.
Welcome back to Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World from Southern California. Today we're reporting from a very unique spot in San Pedro, California. So here we are in President Roosevelt's bathtub.
Hey, it's pretty spacious in here.
It is, and this is the only battleship that has a bathtub.
I could get used to life on the battleship.
Yes. All right, now how do we get out of here?
No idea. I think you gotta grab something
One
over
of
there.
these.
Do they hoist us
I
out
don't
of here?
know what to do
You
with
first.
my legs.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
From the wolves to the waterfront, there are so many special and unusual adventures to have in Southern California. And today has been a blast. Southern California never ceases to amaze me. I had no idea Wolf Connection and the Battleship Iowa would be such a blast to explore. I hoped you enjoyed seeing it too. From Los Angeles, I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you. Bye.
Let me get this. Yeah, niner, breaker, niner.
I got drool on my face.
I'm gonna need all tray tables to return to their seated position for takeoff.